Let's do this, Stoic. Is Big V going to ban it? And yes, sir, that tells us he's very seriously in here. Takes away the Tableau. BITTA takes away the Escher. Very interestingly, no Gianna pre-ban. We know that Big V likes using her. It's going to be an interesting set of pace. He still goes with the Jameer, says, I don't mind not having the Tableau. I can still roll with this. Let's see if Big V brings a turn 1 comp or a counter to this turn 1 comp. What would you like to see play style wise, Stoic?
I think Big V could definitely be aggressive. We're looking at that turn 1 with Big V. I do believe Big V is the faster player here. So I'm expecting to see that where it's like speed lead. I love the cigar. I think that's a great pick here. And Chiwu! We saw this in China. And it's coming to light here. Chiwu cigar locked in. I do think BITTA's got to kind of change his strategy. I think BITTA probably would have brought like something about the Molong, Icarus. We've seen it, the Molicarus, and we're seeing a Sekhmet right now and a Wusa hit the field.
I really like the picks, the response from BITTA, bringing someone that can outspeed and reset this Chiwu, and then some protection, something that can outspeed as well the Sagar. So he throws to Big V. Are you going turn 1? Really? Show me. He brings another very fast unit, and once again, the, Swiss Army knife that is this Pudding Princess. Incredible. BITTA goes with another very fast unit and probably closing out with another speed lead. Let's see if he settles on that or if he surprises us by bringing in more sustain or someone that can maybe solo this team.
Yeah, Seppi, if you recognize this draft from Big V, this is definitely something that resembles Lest, even less process in the China as well, where he went cigar first pick into a Chiwu with that Dark Pudding Princess as well. I don't know about that Water Monkey King, but the Water Monkey King obviously bringing lots of speed to the table, where BITTA's trying to bring in a Ethna 33 speed lead. So double speed lead for BITTA right now. It looks like Big V probably has to lock in another speed lead if we're going to be contesting, but it looks like he's going to take a different route with the Volantis.
Oh, you know what? I kind of really like the Volantis right here because this tells me that BITTA is not worried about the monkey. He's probably wanting to ban either the Pudding Princess or the reset, but now he adds a complex problem to be solved. Yeah, he banned the Pudding Princess because now with Volantis, he has the chance to have another strip even if he resets someone with Oliver.
Yeah, well, 33 speed lead. Is it going to be enough here for BITTA to take that turn 1 with that Ethna? And it should be, but we also can be very surprised in the likes of Big V, of course. BITTA does nail the Ethna, though.
Yeah, the Ethna too high with 33, like you said. He has the opportunity. Can he try to just snag this? Sagar doesn't get it. Doesn't get enough damage because it's a very tanky unit. And now the chance is the Chiwu cutting in. Gets the strip, but misses too. So now the Volantis. I love that pick. Very, very good monster. Getting it in. The problem is that the Jameer moves ahead of the team, so it can just cleanse, but it gets a Jameer stun, and a Prawn can try to go for all of the damage, and the reset on the Oliver. Big V showing that the runes are defining this.
Yeah, definitely some great play here by Big V. Able to lock down these units. That big stun on the Jameer was definitely the deciding move here, I do believe, because that Jameer was going to be absolutely everything for BITTA. And another stun going onto the Jameer. Honestly, I think that settles it right here. Now, I know there's no immunity on the field, and of course, we've got Oliver here, but there's just too much that's happened. Big V demanded a round 1 victory.
Yes, sir. And I really love the Volantis pick. To be completely honest, I think that right there, even though the Princess is a very dangerous monster, BITTA should have banned the Chiwu because the disruption was a lot, or the Volantis, because then you just have to reset one monster and you're good to go, right? No one else can touch your immunity with Wusa, but once there's two strippers on the field and both of them AoE, it becomes really difficult to protect your team.
Definitely. I think that pre-ban kind of gave Big V almost like a free win as well. I don't think the Escher was going to be something Big V was going to be bringing to the table. I think that pre-ban needed to be something a little bit more relevant to what Big V was actually bringing throughout all of his matches. And, you know, clearly, you know, he had issues. Well, the Chiwu was getting pre-banned now, and apparently that was something they wasn't expecting coming from Big V. But we see lots of things that Big V was bringing to the table before, and he brought it once again. And, you know, clearly he had his way with BITTA in that first round. But BITTA's looking to respond right now. Jameer is pre-banned now. Tablo comes out with the Wusa.
Yeah, and you talked about something very important. The Shiho was super key. That stun on the Jemire when it needed it the most, because otherwise Jemire would have cleansed the whole team, right? So brings out the Pudding Princess, brings out the Ashir. Very, very good draft so far for Big V.
I always appreciate Big V just shutting me up and drafting a unit that he didn't bring in his previous matchup. But hey, Escher hits the field with that Dark Pudding Princess once again. We know how strong that unit is here. Masha and Ethna, two very fast units for BITTA.
I really like the Masha pick right here. She appeared super well in the last match, and now she's a great counter to everything on the field with that Death Break. Lots of damage turn one. The question right now is, does Big V really contest the turn one and get a speed lead right here? Or does he settle and try to counter? Yes, love the Volantis coming in. The Leo is interesting because now you're forced to ban this Douglas. What do you do, Stoic?
I mean, I think you do still ban out the Douglas for Big V. It's just the safer route. Leo can't help but get the ban already, so that's definitely going to be set in stone there. But yeah, quite an... Ooh.
He lets the Leo through. This might be an interesting choice. Very volatile, because if the Masha now deals less damage, and if she doesn't get rid of the Leo or the Sagar quickly enough, we can have the Volantis strip the whole team and make sure that this Wusa is not relevant.
Yep, that, or we look at a really commanding... Oh, there's no will on BITTA's team here. That is, that's a thing, man. That's a thing.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. The Wusa goes in there. Let's see if this Masha deals any damage without its full, passive. Let's see. Does he go for it? Nope. Just single hit. Here we go. It's going to be everything on Volantis. Can he quad strip? Yes, sir. You betcha. Here we go. Sagar can get a very important reset. Does he go for Etna or Tableau? I would love to see it on Etna. Goes for the Tableau, but gets the provoke on the Etna and keeps hitting her with the Leo. Still, my friend, I don't know how this Leo didn't get banned.
I don't know how Leo didn't get banned either, but I definitely agree with the reset going out onto the Tableau, because the provoke is definitely going to be landing on top of that Ethna, and the Ethna is usually ruined up very, very squishy, so Big V had no problem getting rid of that Ethna, and it clearly showed right there. You can see some second skills popping out here. I just don't think BITTA has what it takes right now to come back in this round number 2.
I agree with you. I think it was very dangerous ban in not taking out the Leo. I think he stepped a little bit. I loved the picks, but the ban not being on the Leo was a big problem.
It definitely was. Now, I could definitely think there's a world where BITTA just thought the Tableau was going to get the ban, where Big V knew his Leo was going to get banned out there. But, then again, I think it's more on BITTA to ban out the Tableau. I'm sorry, more on BITTA to ban out the Leo than it is on Big V to ban out the Tableau.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. The mind games did not work. Big V says, I've been in this stage before. I know what I'm doing, and you're not getting Tableau Jameer. So once again, starts with the Jameer, and then Big V shows him the Chiwu that has been so problematic and got the pre-ban on the last match.
So right here in this draft, this is where BITTA needs to make his adjustment. He knows what Big V is going to be taking after this. We know the Dark Pudding Princess more than likely is going to hit the field once again. We know Oliver's still on the table, and in my opinion, I feel like you also lock down an Oliver right now, and that is a very fine draft in my opinion if he takes that Oliver and Miles here.
Yeah, I'm still saying if he keeps picking this Wusa, the Volantis is going to hit the field. The pre-ban on the Escher, I don't know. It's going to be very difficult. I would still prefer the Volantis. Very dangerous unit, knowing that you're going to use this Wusa. Let's see if Big V brings it over right now, or if he surprises us and brings a Chung Pung, something else that can be very strong in here. He continues with the draft from the first match. Shiho and the Dark Pudding Princess.
Yeah, exactly. So there isn't a world where Big V actually takes that Volantis right here, giving 2 options for BITTA to bring, which would have been the Juno and then X. If BITTA has a Juno, you know what? I'm a big fan of BITTA right now. He's bringing Isabel. Is Isabel or Isabella? The Dark Assassin.
The Dark Assassin. I'm pretty sure Her name is Isabel with an E at the end, but the chat can tell us. And the Dark Pudding Princess, if I'm not mistaken, is Elena, right? The Valentis hits the field, so same draft as the first game. And this is very, very interesting. Speed lead from the Isabel. Please confirm, chat. Then turn one will probably go to BITTA right now. No speed lead on that side, but the Valentis is still very disruptive.
There's an HP lead coming up for that Dark Pudding Princess. Speed lead out here for BITTA. BITTA looking to keep himself alive in the tournament. Not have to get moved down to the lower half of the bracket, but this is another very tough draft going up against Big V. He needs everything to land true. He's got a third skill that he does have available, looking to get it to land and get that stun here on the Dark Pudding Princess, not receiving it.
Yeah, let's see if it's enough damage from the Jameer to take it down so the Isabel can kill someone. I don't know. Is it enough damage to remove this monkey? No!
Oh, man. I wish it was enough damage. That would have been very entertaining to see here.
Yeah, but why didn't he target the same monster with both, right? You should have used Etna and Jameer on the monkey to guarantee a kill instead of splitting the damage. A little bit of a gamble in there, and Big V takes a win 3-0 in commanding fashion and guaranteeing his spot in America's Cup.